Hi, everyone. Good evening. Thank you once again for joining Empowerment Network. This is Comfort, and today I am joined by Collins and Mike. And together we shall be discussing a very wonderful topic. We remember, guys, that a few weeks ago, we as On Passive were celebrating a new stride as the company was partnering at the 26th African Investment and International Cooperation Exhibition and Conference, which took place from the 30th of October to November 3rd in Sharm el Sheikh, Egypt. And so today, Mike Collins and myself, we want to we'll revisit this event and then try to deep down and find out exactly what the company has at heart for the Arab and African communities. Hi, Collins.
Hello, the Comfort. Glad to be here with Mike Ellis. And just want to greet all those who are watching. I hope this topic will really expand our knowledge and help us to understand On Passive much better. Thank you.
Indeed. Sure, guys, go ahead and share because this is a wonderful topic. We just want everybody to be part of it. Mike, thank you for joining us again.
Yeah, hi, Comfort. It's always a joy to be on with you and Collins. Always enjoy the conversation, and it's always powerful.
Indeed, yes. So Mike, one thing I've noticed is this Sharm el Sheikh event in Egypt, just like many others that we have been part of, they keep on referring to them as strategic partnership. I feel that there's something to this strategic part of it, because they could just say partnerships, but why strategic?
To start with, I'm glad that you made the pronunciation of where it was at, because I cannot. It was in Egypt, and really, it really gives everybody that's in On Passive an insight into Ash Mufareh and the On Passive team and what they're doing. And when you get that insight, you understand you are in the right place right now. When we think about what the conference was in Egypt, the Arab countries and the African countries, and you think about those two groups of people, when you think about the Arab people in totality, it's about 400 billion people. When you think about the African people, that's about 1.4 billion, and it's a little bit more on each side of that. So we're talking about not 4 billion, but million. So the Africans it's 440 million, and that's the Arab countries, and the African countries are 1.4 billion people. So we're talking about 2 billion people total. This is what On Passive does. They understand where the people are. They do what they need to do to get in front of them. And the conference that they had in Egypt, it really was all about digital transformation. And they have a couple letters in there. It's SME, which is small and medium-sized entities. Well, it's more than that. It's not small and medium-sized businesses. It's small, medium, large-sized businesses, plus governments, plus individuals. It really encompasses everything. And anytime you can get On Passive in front of this many people, you're in the ballpark, believe me. And what it is going to do for the continent of Africa, what it is going to do for the Middle East individuals, not only them, but around, but really the whole world. It really is phenomenal what's coming our way. This is our market, guys. This is what's going to be happening. This is the individuals that we're going to be selling to, that are going to be coming in, doing the digital transformation and buying the products of On Passive. I'll leave it there. And when I come back, Comfort, I'll go down a road a little less traveled, and we'll talk about what's happening within On Passive within the Arab countries and in Africa. Really, really cool stuff. I'll turn it back over to you, and we'll just keep it going.
All right, sure. Collins, Mike just mentioned something that got me a bit excited, because I've been listening to you all, and I've understood that we have about 5.6 billion people using the internet 24 hours round the clock. And if Africa and the Arab communities have about 2 billion, that's about 2/3 of the population. That speaks a lot, doesn't it, Collins?
Yeah, So we're talking about, like, if put it together, roughly 2 billion, 2 billion people both. So you look at the Arab and the African, society, and that's a huge market. So when we look at it, like Madi always said, where is technology growing now? It is in these two continents, the Arab continent and the African continent. So all both, everyone is dying for technology. So why is OnPassive looking into this? Because sometimes you look at where your markets are, you look at it, you say, all right, who can easily embrace AI? Who can easily embrace digital transformation and machine learning, stuff like that? They discover that in the Arab world, they are moving towards AI. And then the African, the African they are also moving towards AI. So OnPassive, look, I said, this is a good place, environment to partner with the two, communities. Say, all right, I want to be partner because I'm just doing exactly what you guys are looking for. I can help to build solution that will increase, revenue, which will solve some of the problem, because the problem, especially when it comes to the African continent, is about technology. It's too expensive. That's why most of the government cannot afford it. Not like they don't want it, but how can they run the system? Some of the system, is still run by the archaic way of doing things where everything is paper. Some of them, they are not even trying to go paperless, because paperless means you're trying to go into digital transformation. But imagine if OnPassive come in and said, you know what, I can build a system. This is what it just came in my mind. This is me speaking now. I can come to a country, in your hospital sector, in your government sector, your council, you see all this paper you're using, where if someone come in, you have to go and open file upon file upon file. What if I transform the whole of that cabinet to become digital, go paperless, where we can scan everything, put it in the system? So if someone come and say, my birth certificate is missing, go to the system, type in, what's your date of birth? My date of birth is the power, you remove it, and then they can just stamp it and give it to the person without going to a file. Maybe the person was born 19 or 18 something, or maybe 1960 something, 19. It's difficult to go to that file. But what if everything is in the system? That is big digital transformation. What OnPassive will do here, come down and break it down to them with a lesser cost, because the power is there, AI and machine learning is there. What if there is a way that OnPassive can come with facial recognition, within a system where you don't need to come and they look at your ID and they said, who are you? Because sometimes you cannot see well and you can judge the wrong person, and there is facial recognition. That is machine learning. What if OnPassive can say, yes, you have big data. We can come in with deep learning to analyze your data and give you the right result, because OnPassive is operating with what? Machine learning and deep learning, and they can do all of this with big data. So this is the way I was looking at. I said it will benefit the African continent and the Arab continent, because this is exactly what they are looking for. So I will leave it there.
I know. Thank you so much, Mike. I'm just excited because you say you have a few exciting things to roll about for us now. So I just let you go, please.
Yeah, no, Collins, that was absolutely terrific. I mean, you really give a base to what's happening in the Arab world and in the African world today. And the question always comes back, okay, so what is OnPassive really doing? And especially for the African continent, but I think it's for both the Arab and African worlds. I heard the term the other day, and it was debt and digital slavery. And those are really, really figurative words. I mean, they tell a lot. I've talked a lot about the debt servitude that is in the world today. And by the way, OnPassive is dealing with both of these issues, debt and digital. When we get into the digital slavery, it's something that's been around for a very, very long time. And we've all been there. We've been online. We're trying to make an income online. We're doing different things online, and it never seems to work. And we get into a kind of a digital slavery where we're doing things online, they're just not working. And when you think about OnPassive, it solves both of these problems. Now, when you talk about digital slavery, we've all seen a form of that, getting online, trying to do things, not being able to do it. But there's another thing, and this is something OnPassive does not do. When you start to think about digital slavery, when you start to think about technology, and you start to think about you and I as individuals, something comes into play that I do not think is good at all, and it's digital. It's transhumanism. Really, what it is, it's biology, technology, putting biology into us, not putting biology in, putting technology into us, and it becomes transhumanism. We are healthy, independent human beings. We don't need any technology in our bodies, but we do need the technology to develop that digital transformation that we're all looking for. If you see the word transhumanism, run from it. You never want to put anything in your body. This is not OnPassive, by the way. OnPassive is not doing this, but I need to tell both sides of the story. And when we think about OnPassive and we think about the digital transformation that's going on, it gets that digital slavery out of the way. And what I want to do is literally tell you what OnPassive is doing and kind of the story behind OnPassive. And this is a road less traveled. Nobody really talks about it in these terms. When you think about OnPassive, when you think about Ash Mufareh, what's the first thing Ash Mufareh did when he came into OnPassive and started developing OnPassive? He took the money out of the equation. Now, a lot of people, when you go to this area and you start taking money out of the equation and you come in and you're learning what you need to do the things you want to do. Most people, when you tell them take the money out of the equation, they're just gone. They're no longer with us, because we all come online to develop an income, to make income, take care of ourselves and our family. But it's so apropos that Mr. Mufareh came in and money was not an issue. He came in and he started to learn what he needed to do to build OnPassive the way his vision envisioned it. And he did that for 25 years. This was not an overnight thing for Mr. Mufareh. And once he learned what he wanted to do and how to do the things he wanted to do, he started to engage. And again, all of these things that I'm talking about, money was not an issue. Ash took the money out of it. He did not think about the money. And he started to engage, and then he started to work. And as he started to work, he came in with the idea that as I come in and go to work, I want to learn how to serve. I don't want to come in and serve myself. I want to serve those individuals that are in OnPassive. And again, money, it was just an afterthought. It was not there. Now, as Ash did all of these things, we can all see now, after 5.5 years, that, yeah, the money is starting to flow. And it's really something good to keep in the back of your mind, that if you come in and you serve without the anticipation of money or the return of anything, when you serve people, things are going to come in that you never thought were going to come in. This is a really, really powerful lesson to learn from Ash, Mr. Mufareh, OnPassive, and what he's been doing. Marty Dan and I, when we first started this journey, and it's been about a 12-year journey for me, it was all about the money initially. It really was, and probably for all of you, it's all about the money. And I know telling people to take money out of the equation, it's a really, really hard thing to do. But over the course of probably 8 years, Marty Dan and I got to the place where we really didn't care about the money, because we were seeing people coming in doing what we were doing, or trying to do what we were doing, and they just weren't succeeding. And when Mr. Mufareh came in with his vision, regardless of the money, we just bought in hook, line, and sinker, because we saw, if you can serve individuals, give them a way forward to get out of that digital slavery and get into a position where they can actually make an income online, people just flock in. Now, when I talk about the money, guys, I don't want you to go and go, okay, I'm not going to think about the money. I know that's not realistic. But if you think about the service side of OnPassive, what Mr. Mufara has done, and it is so rare what Mr. Mufara did, not just having no regard for the money. He just had an understanding that if you could bring in, as Collins talked about, the products that OnPassive are introducing to the world, in the Arab world, in the African world, when you can do that, when you can actually serve individuals and get them to a place where they have hope, where they have a realization that if they just engage, if they come into OnPassive engage, the money is it's an afterthought. It is there. It is coming. This is something that Mr. Mufara has instilled not only in myself, but Marty and Dan. It's just a really, really nice place to be. I know the money's there. I'm not naive. And obviously, if it weren't there, I would have to do something else. I know it's there. I know it's coming. But it's not the most important part about OnPassive and what it is doing. And when you think about Mr. Mufara going through the steps, getting to where he's at, putting OnPassive where it's at, you get to the realization that, yeah, the money is going to come, but it's not the most important part of OnPassive. The most important part of OnPassive is serving. And if you'll understand that and you'll start to serve now, you're going to get to where you need to be. That's already baked in the cake. That's already OnPassive. That's already what's going to be happening. It's going to be happening in the Arab world. It's going to be happening in the African world. But if you understand, once you get those pockets filled, once you're in a position where financial security is there and you don't worry about finances, and you understand that from there, if you can learn how to serve, what it's going to do for your business, if you take the steps that Mr. Mufara went through, what it's going to do for your business, it's going to get you to that place quicker, that financial independence that we're all looking for. It's going to get you there quicker because of the service you provide to other people. It is really, really a powerful thing to be able to bring people on board and know that when you tell them you will succeed, it's a reality. It's just baked in the bread. It's baked in the cake. It's a done deal. And Ash says that all the time. I was kind of off the beaten trail today. I think it's important things that I'm talking about when you talk about debt and digital slavery. OnPassive does it the right way. It's important to know what OnPassive is doing. So when you see the frauds out there, you recognize it. And it's so important not only to recognize the good, but to recognize those things that just aren't good for you. Anytime anybody tries to control you, you need to run the other way. That's just the way it is. And OnPassive is not about control. OnPassive is about liberty. It's about freedom. It's about financial independence. It's about the ability to give you the opportunity to live the lifestyle you want to live. And I don't care where you are. I think in the Arab world and the African world, OnPassive is going to do things that haven't been done in those two worlds really ever. And that's a big statement, but that is OnPassive. That is Mr. Mufara's vision. That's what he wants to do. And today it is happening. It is a reality. Comfort and Collins and I talked about that a little bit earlier before we came on. It's a reality, guys. It's happening today. Hunker down, get ready, because your life is going to change. Hopefully all that made sense, guys.
A lot. I'm very excited, Mike. I know, especially the debt and digital slavery one, and a lot that Ash has to do that nobody has ever done in this part of the world. I think we know that too. It's quite deep, Mike. Thank you so much for bringing that up. Yeah. So, Collins, I know you may want to also maybe respond to a few stuff or contribute to what Mike has said. But earlier on, you talked about Ash looking at the market when he's gearing towards the African and Arab societies. However, many people hold that this part of the world is mostly predominantly like not very financially very feasible. So they don't believe that this kind of business can excel there. So how do you call that? How do you see that as a potential market for OnPassive?
So, yeah, that's a good question. The truth is, if we look at it, they are already using a lot of products. So when somebody said OnPassive will not do well in some of those countries because of the financial, constraint, I always say it's a big lie. Because one, we are using Google. Though we think it's free, but it's not free. We are using TikTok. We are using WhatsApp. You know, some of them are already using data center, database. You know, some government, they store their data in some of the database and data centers, like the North African countries. They're already doing that anyway. But what if there is a company that can give you at a cheaper rate than what you have? When someone said we are not using it, are we not using the internet? We are calling every day. Some people have direct line, landline. Because at this point in time, things are changing. Like in Nigeria, they are using GPS system. First, when I went to Nigeria, I was like shocked. Because when you enter a cab, you know, oh, I'm going to this address. They'll say, okay, I know the house. But now they say, oh, they just put their GPS. Some of this country, they are really growing faster. I saw it. And when someone said unpassive, it's because they are still on, they are looking at unpassive as something out of the blue. No. Unpassive is coming with, like Mr. Ash said, they are not reinventing anything. They are just making it better. They are looking at the gaps. They say, all right, most of the solutions we have now, some of them are outdated. To be honest with you, Internet Explorer is no more. How many people can think about Internet Explorer? Internet Explorer has been changed to Microsoft Edge. A lot of people don't know because of the digital transformation. How many of us can think about Nokia? Nokia now is Microsoft phone. Most of the Microsoft we are buying, the phone you are buying it's just the same, but they just change it, you know. So now Mr. Ash is coming with something. Most of the things that we have, we know, like video conferencing, it's already there. But do we have the better one more than what is existing now? Yes. Will it be cheaper than what we have now? Yes. Many people in Africa cannot use Zoom because it's expensive. But now they'll be able to use what? O-Connect, because it's more valuable, lot of features for an affordable price. Mr. Ash said, I will make it so much affordable so everyone can have it. You know, we're talking about, look at O-Tracker. Why do you think most of the African countries, they couldn't use they couldn't use analytic tools? Google Analytics is, for 1 year, is 150,000 a year, and a month is how much? 12,500. How many African countries can keep up to that rate? They will never, not be able to keep up. But what if there is a tool that they can give you even 3/4 of the price? A better analytic tools. So people should start to think, reason that Mr. Ash is bringing something that will be welcome and embraced all over. Because if you don't use it, it means you have refused technology and you will not have growth in your society. The country will not grow because you refuse all of this. You see, and that's where I'm going. All of these products, they are there, comfort. So those who are still thinking like Unpassive is building something like they are still dreaming, is because they are not plugged in. And because they have not started analyzing what is out there, what are companies using, what is there that the country can use. Some of these countries, they are using it already. You know, but they cannot afford it. That's why some of the sector are just dead, because the tools are so expensive. HP product is expensive. We buy a HP laptop, but there are a lot of HP products so expensive, even in Western world, they cannot afford it. But now Ash is coming with everything so affordable, you know, that will be a killer. See, comfort. So people should start to think, analyze, ask yourself, what is there? How they use it. We buy iPhone every day, iPhone 5. Some of the things we buy, we don't even, how many of us are using the app in iPhone 5, iPhone 15, iPhone 14? All the apps there, how many? Sometimes we install our own app. But was this app made for us? No, it was made for big companies. Sold out completely. Modify the phone with a little bit pixel of camera, sell it to you for 1,500 and you're dying for it. That's what they do. You know, that's what they do. But Mr. Ash said, I will not try to hide anything to make you pay for what you don't need. We have everything and we'll give you for an affordable price, high quality for affordable price. You know, whether Unpassive, everything that anybody on this planet Earth will need it. The 5.6 billion people will need it. So, comfort,
Wow.
I'll leave it there.
Yes.
I don't know if I answer your question.
No, definitely you have. So Mike, I don't know, do you want to add something to what Collins has said? If you want to do that, do it first, but then I have another one important thing I would like us to discuss. Oh, you need to unmute yourself, Mike. Mike, you need to unmute yourself. Sorry.
Sorry about it. I even forget to unmute myself. No, when I listen to Collins, so many things come into my mind because he goes over so many different things. The one thing I want to touch on is if you refuse to use the products of Unpassive, you will not grow. There's a lot of truth there. But I look at the Arab countries, they're already honing in on technology. If you look at the UAE, if you look at Egypt, if you look at what they're doing, the technologies of today, they're there and they're using them right now. If you look at Africa, Africa isn't that far behind them. It's just a matter of a little bit more knowledge of what's going on and how this is going to affect their lives. And if you look at the African continent, maybe the technology isn't in every spot right now, but it will be. Why? Because of Collins' statement. If you don't use it, if you refuse to use it, you will not grow. So as they understand what technology is doing, what digital transformation is, they're going to understand that it will change their lives. And just very, very quickly, I want to give what Unpassive is going to do for them. Not only the African countries, but the Arab countries too, because there are people there that aren't in technology yet. Unpassive makes it so simple. And again, 3 concepts, really, really quick. For success, product, customer. That's all you need to know. For success, product, customer. For success, Unpassive is going to go to work for you. As you come in and engage with Unpassive, as you do what Mr. Mufareh wants you to do, Unpassive is going to go to work for you. What does that look like? They're going to bring in customers. They're going to manage those customers. Customers are going to come in, look at the products. They're going to love the products. They're going to buy the products. As they buy the products, commissions will land in your organization if you come in and participate with Unpassive. Really is that simple. It's no harder than that. Unpassive goes to work for you. When you look at the product side, products are cutting edge technology, superior products above market value at a low price point. Boom. If you have that, customers will come in and they'll buy all day long. That is what Unpassive is going to be doing in the Arab world, the African world, around the world. And as they start to understand what Unpassive is going to be doing for you, not me, not Comfort, not Collins, for you, you're going to understand that as you come into Unpassive, not only are they going to give you the ability to develop an income online, but you're going to come in, buy the products of Unpassive, and it's not going to cost you anything over the long haul. As you come in, Unpassive starts to place sales underneath you. That first sale is 100%. So if you come in, BioConnect, 100% of the first sale you make, it's a break even. You're not out of pocket anymore. This is what Unpassive does. It gives you a way to build an income while you're participating with Unpassive. Hopefully you got that. If you got that, you're in. Regardless of where you are, whether you're in the Arab world or the African world, you are in, because it's going to give you the ability to develop an income online and, again, live the lifestyle you want to live. Go ahead, Comfort. Probably too much there, but
no, it's not. It's not. Thank you.
Collins gets me very excited about this stuff.
I know. There's so much. Believe me, we can be here for 3 hours and we'll never run short of what to say about this same topic. And you can see my brother George, he is very excited because you are touching the real thing. And I think he's in Uganda. So welcome, brother George. Thank you. So Collins, I'll just let Mike take a quick breath for 2 seconds. So, the theme, again, I'm going back to the Sharm el-Sheikh conference of this year, 2023. So the theme for this year was youth is the focus of development, opportunities, and challenges. So Collins, some sources, they say that African population is about 60% of the African population is under 25 years old. That's a very young continent, maybe one of the youngest in the world. So what do you think such an opportunity would mean to them, especially that this conference was focused on them?
So when I look at it, Comfort, it's a really good topic, with the youth, because I was talking to one of my niece back in Cameroon. So, and I said, okay, what do you really want to do? Because now you finish university, there is no job. So it was just like, you know what I'm doing now, I'm learning programming. I was like, wow. So he said, I was planning to talk to you because he also spoke to one of our nieces as well in you. I said, you know what, I'm not in technology, but speak to Uncle Collins, and Uncle Collins will be the one to help you. I said, now welcome to my world. I used to tell you guys, but you take it as a joke. So he said, most of our friends, they are going. And you can see a lot of young guys, boys and girls, they are going into programming, but they don't have any support. You know, some of them they build up, you know, and you can look at it in Ghana, Cameroon, Nigeria, they are doing all of this, Uganda, all of those countries. But what will OnPassive do to them? Let's think about Ocademy. Because I told my niece, okay, I will help you. I gave him a platform to just start, enhance his knowledge about the platform. And I said, all right, I will talk and we'll go deeper. Started telling him the program he needs to know when you want to build a web application. So imagine Ocademy is coming, where a lot of youths will be able to sit in the comfort of their homes and learn programming or what they want to do, because I can see they are really into technology. It will boost them because, you know, the older generation, they are just like you, and now the younger generation are coming and they are seeing what is happening now in the world. They know without technology, there is no growth in your country. We've moved past the stage of agricultural age. Yes, agriculture is there, but it's mechanized. Without machine, you cannot feed the world. The world need machine now to produce a lot of food. What has happened? They are all automated machine. And what if there's an AI machine that can produce food, you know, process it very fast? The children, what would they do? They will all go and learn how to fix, you know, build the machine, you know, build the app that is there through what? Ocademy. So OnPassive is coming now. I always said it's giving a platform for business to grow. And this will empower those, the next generation to come, the next generation, the youth, you know, empower them to use that. We're talking about data center coming with OnPassive. Remember, OnPassive will have cloud data center, cloud service. Who will be the administrators? It's the youth. For instance, a government can come in and say, we want to store our data using OnPassive data center, cloud service, cloud hosting, and everything. What will happen? Secure system. You need security. Young people will learn it. You need administrators. Young people will learn it because they are the one now in this generation who are really interested in technologies. What will happen if you give them that opportunity? Africa and the Arab world will move at the speed of light, like something that have never been seen before. And that's how I'm seeing it.
Wow. That's just crazy, Mike. I think I would like to hear your take on this too, because I also have had to do a quick check, which shows that about 32% of the Arab population equally is a young actually the majority of them is a young population. I'm not sure if I'm saying well, but I'm just saying that the Arab population is as young as the African population is. So what would this opportunity again mean when the theme for this year says the youth is the focus of development? Mike, I'll need to mute myself now. Sorry
about that, guys. No, you're spot on, Comfort. You know, we can approach the youth as a market, and they're a massive market. They really are. But it's so much more than that, because what OnPassive is doing for the youth of the world is it's giving them a future. And a lot of them right now, they don't have a future. And I'll give you an example. Marty, Dan, and I, we do a lot of things online, and some of the things we do, we don't like to do. Well, a young man approached us, and he wanted to do one of those things for us. And of course, my response and Dan's response and Marty, yeah, go for it, do it. We don't want to do that. I mean, we do it, but we don't want to do it. He's young, 24, smart as a tack, knows what he's doing. And guess what he asked from us to do this? $200. It's nothing. It's absolutely nothing. And all three of us said that. Well, let's see if he can do what he says he can do to start with. We can pay him the $200. And yeah, he's doing what he said he could do and more. This individual is starting to learn about OnPassive. He doesn't know it yet. He will have a position in OnPassive. Why? because we're going to make sure he has one. And it'll be an early bird position. It won't be an affiliate position. He doesn't know this yet, but as he understands on passive what it's going to be doing for his life, it's truly amazing what OnPassive can do for the next generation. And I think this individual, he was either in India or in Africa. I'm not sure which, but very, very sharp. As the youth of the world understand what OnPassive has to offer them, as Colin just talked about with Ocademy, and the ability to learn and have a trade or to do the things they want to do in life, they will have an avenue to learn what they need to do, and then go out into the world and sell their wares, sell their services, whatever they're doing. This is so powerful what Mr. Mufareh has done. And I know in the back of Mr. Mufareh's mind, his thought was, yeah, we're going to take care of the older generation, but we're going to give the younger generation a new way forward to live their life and live it very, very well. That's so important. Is our market within that generation massive? If you look at India, if you look at Africa, if you look at the Arab world, it's probably half the population in the world, guys. It is massive. What? I don't know, 3-4 billion people. And a lot of those people, as Comfort said, they're below the age of 40. We got our work cut out for us, but it's fun stuff to do. And when we start, we haven't seen the surge of young people coming into OnPassive yet. They're coming because I have quite a few. We have not seen that surge yet. Once you turn these individuals on, these young people on, and they understand, not only can they come in and learn how to make a living, let's say they're in their 20s, but because of that, now they can get married, now they can have a family, now they can have kids, now they can live a good life. How powerful is that? And it's all about OnPassive. It really is. So that's a great topic, Comfort. It's one that's going to continue to grow. And believe me, these young individuals, and I already see it today in a small way, when they catch hold of OnPassive, they are on fire. And that's a really, really cool place to be. Go ahead, Comfort.
Wow. So yeah, thank you. Thanks so much. So let's move quite further, because one of the things we know about the Sharm el-Sheikh conference of last month, Mike, was that the full range of the comprehensive OnPassive ecosystem was going to be presented as a channel for this process of encouraging digital transformation in this part of the world, with emphasis on OConnect as a means to facilitate and promote effective communication and collaboration. Let's just discuss this a bit. People really need to know. We don't know who's watching us, Mike.
Well, we've talked about it, Comfort. When you talk about the Arab world, when you talk about the African world, communications and understanding, it's a hard thing. Africa, it is a big continent. It is massive. And there are a lot of different people in that country. They don't all think alike. They don't all come from the same background. There's a big difference between the North and the South and the East and the West. There just is. And what Mr. Mufareh is doing is it's giving them the ability to communicate between each other and find some common ground. And it is there. We just talked about the youth of Africa. The common ground is there. We all want to live a good life. We all want to be able to take care of our families. And OnPassive gives them the ability not only to come in and learn technology, OConnect. And obviously, when we talk about OnPassive, the best thing about OnPassive is my grandmother can use OConnect. Now, these kids, they're young, they're smart, they know what they're doing. They can come in and it's like Marty talked about his kids and OConnect, and he said, oh, no, they know way, way more than I do about OConnect. They get in there, it's like it's just absorbed. And if you can do that within the African nation, within the Arab nation, and people can start communicating with one another, understanding that there is a way to come in and actually start making an income online to do the other things you want to do. It's just life-changing. It really is. And I do believe the youth of Africa is going to change Africa. It's not the older generation. They're kind of set in their ways. It's the youth. And that's the way it always is. Now, the older generation, if they're wise, will guide them. And that's a good thing because we all need guidance. But OnPassive is giving them the ability to break down barriers and to get to places where they never thought they were going to be. And that's a really, really cool thing for everybody. It really is. And that's going to be happening not only in Africa, but in the Asian belt and in South America, really all over the world. But Africa, it's a big continent. It's got a lot of people, and it's going to be fun to work with all these individuals over time. And I know, Comfort, you and Collins, you know, you're superstars within the world. They know who you are everywhere, and that includes Africa, and it includes the Arabic nations. So we're in a good place. We're just going to have fun with it, guys. I hope that answered the question, Comfort. I'm not sure it did.
Definitely. So, Collins, do you have something to add to that, please, so that we'll gradually round up?
Yes. So yeah, Mike just really, put it very, in a very beautiful way. But I just want to add more to that. We're talking about O Connect being a means of communication. We know communication is a key. If I cannot communicate with Mike, or Mike doesn't understand me, it will be difficult to really transmit what I want to say. Now we're talking about the African and the Arab continent. If we look at the languages in there, say the four continents, we're talking about Arabic, we're talking about Portuguese in Africa, we're talking about Spanish, talking about French, English, and you can go more down again to Swahili. You're talking about, the Ashanti language and all of those, come to Cameroon, the Douala and Yorubas, all of those. It's just so much language, But what if, like we're talking about the youth, because normally everything that's happening within these two continents is about how can they empower the youth, because they are the future for the next, or for tomorrow. So, and they are the one who can easily capture all of this, this digital world we are now. They are fast learners, but how do you use this tool to communicate, to transmit information? Say you want intercontinental, a passage of information, and someone is doing something. Now, O Connect has what? Real-time translation.
Right.
That will solve the problem. Say someone is speaking in Arabic, and I just say, all right, this person is passing really good information that will help me to grow in one part of the continent. I will just select the language straight away, language I know I can really understand. And again, I will listen and say, wow, this person is saying something that can really help me to grow. This is the beauty of O Connect. You can attend a meeting without paying for translator to sit there and listen. What if AU, African Union, want to use it? Because of language barrier, you need translator every day. O Connect is the best that will move this continent, because we're talking about a country where Arabic is still in. Morocco and all of those countries, Tunisia, all Arabic. And then you can move to the Gulf states. Sometimes, they are in. And, it's so massive, really massive. And what UNPASSIVE is bringing to this continent and the world at large is amazing. It's just crazy, because O Connect will be that lethal weapon. I call it the lethal weapon that will blow up this planet because of that multi-language translation and a lot of stuff.
In a good way, though.
in a good way. In a good way.
Exactly. I know. So the internet quake. I think that's Charles Ossoff's expression. The internet quake. We can see it gradually happening, and Africa is, of course, going to be affected. So
let me comment on Collins just real quick, Comfort. That is so powerful, and it is the genius behind UNPASSIVE. Who thought that Mr. Mufara was going to come in and break down the language barrier around the world? Who thought that was going to happen? I don't think people understand how powerful this is, and I'll give you a quick example, just a quick example of what Marty Dan and I have done. I did a quick video. I think it was about 2 minutes and 38 seconds, and it was to affiliates coming into UNPASSIVE. I did it in English. Okay, I don't know Arabic, but Marty took that video and he dubbed it in with AI, so it sounds like I'm speaking Arabic to an Arabic audience. Okay, now people are going to go, well, that's just goofy. Why did you do that? It is the language barrier. When when the people hear in their own language what OnPassive is doing, they flock in. What do you think's happening to the signups in our organizations with the Arab people right now? It's exploding. Okay. Now think about doing that in the 54 countries in Africa with their dialect, talking to them as if you're part of their group. What do you think's going to happen if you can do that? And OnPassive is going to allow each and every one of us to do that. Now, I'm giving you a little teaser here, guys. I'm telling you what you can do in the future. Everybody can do this if you want to reach that point quicker, if you want to cut timelines and get to that financial bottom line you're looking to get to. You can put your content out there because of OnPassive in their language. What do you think is going to happen? I've just told you what's going to happen. It's happening right now in the Arab world with Marty, Mike, and Dan. Three nobodies that just put it out there in their language. And Marty and I talked about it, and I was going to do subtitles. And Marty came in and go, oh no, I have something better than that. you know Marty, guys. He goes, oh crap. And he came in and he actually, I think he's going to send it to Ash. It looks like I'm speaking Arabic. It looks like I'm a really, really smart guy.
I'm just excited. I would like to look at that. I'll just.
Oh, no. But this is what Collins was talking about, breaking the language barrier and the things we're going to be able to do and the people we're going to be able to communicate and the youth that we're going to be able to communicate with. It's Katie bar the door, guys. Literally, you have no limitations right now. None. You can do whatever you want to do. You can get wherever you want to be, and you can do it quickly. And I mean quickly. So, yeah, that was awesome, Collins. Absolutely awesome. That language barrier is so important, and I'm glad you brought it up. Comfort, it's all yours.
I know, sure. So, thank you, guys. I think let's just close this topic. Not closing, we are adjourning for tonight because this topic we can go on and on and on, but we want to let the people digest this while we prepare and come back because it has to go on. So Collins, any last remark from you, please?
Yeah. So Mike just played the game and you put a lot of things, but I will not go into that. What I would say is OnPassive is the hope for tomorrow. They are building today, and tomorrow's technology. So what we are seeing now is 10 years ahead of it. So whatever you want, this is for those who are listening to us, you can find it on OnPassive. It is the only business you will ever need, period. There is just no way, we don't care if your aim is to come in, because there are people who just come in, they go and they click, look at their wallet and go out. But it's a lot more than looking at your wallet. Lot more. And if you start to think like what Mike said, we came in because we wanted, that financial freedom. But it is more than financial freedom. And when you talk to people, they said, oh, there is nothing there. I've just gone. And I said, where did you go? Oh, I just checked my wallet. I say, you know what? You're missing the trick. You are really missing it, because there is a lot more into OnPassive than just going in, checking your wallet and coming back. Because what Mr. Ash Mufarah and the teams are doing is to bring solutions to problems that businesses has been facing for very, very long time. And once you provide that value for those businesses, doesn't matter what size your business are or is, OnPassive has a solution for you. And when they start to look at it and they start to use OnPassive's tool and improve their business, what do you think will happen to all of us? What do you think will happen to all of us? When they look at it and they discover that OnPassive is saving them a lot of fortune, do you think they will ever leave OnPassive? No, they will never leave, because there is no way you can leave something that is saving you so much money. So if you've not taken a look at OnPassive, please take a look. And those who are, we call them early birds and, affiliate founders, this is the moment you have to take a deeper look into OnPassive. Else, you've just missed that point of OnPassive. Now the game just started, and you will see people soaring like eagle within OnPassive. So I will leave it there, Mr. Comfort.
Yoo-hoo. All right, over to you, Mike. Round it up.
You know, as usual, Comfort and Collins, we start slow, but we finish strong. For those individuals who are not in OnPassive right now, and you're watching this webinar, and I know it'll be on YouTube, Comfort will put a link down below if you want to come in and get a free account with OnPassive and test the waters. Look around, see if what we're saying is true, and it is. And start the journey with OnPassive. Come on in, click the link, and go on in, get your free account, look at the free products. You're not going to be disappointed. Everything we've talked about today, everything, OnPassive is 1,000 times better than what we've just presented to you all. There's, like as Comfort said, there's so much more than what we've talked about. Come on in, test the waters, look around, and then get excited, because I believe in my heart that your life is going to change in major, major ways. So that's it, Comfort. As always, enjoyable. Love being here with you all. We'll absolutely do it again.
Indeed. Thank you, Mike. We are just very happy. And guys, I don't want to go back because I can't say it like Mike and Collins. But all I want to say is, if you want to listen to Richard Branson, he says, if somebody presents you with an opportunity, even if you don't know what it's talking about, I'm just paraphrasing though. You don't know, you don't understand the opportunity, just say yes, get in first, before you start trying to understand what it's all about. Believe me, OnPassive is that opportunity where you just need to dive in without even looking or thinking, because by the time you open your eyes, what you will see will blow your mind. Give it a try. It doesn't cost you anything. If you pop in there and you say, oh, this is not what I was looking for, then there's a great delete button. Just click on it and you're out. You don't lose anything. Thank you, Mike and Collins. Thank you, family, for great contributions, and see you soon. Bye.
Bye-bye.